have some fun. I don't remember what to say. I don't remember what my slogan is. Hi, it's Amy. It's been a while since I checked in to chat with you, and I thought today I would kind of give you a life update and do a, not necessarily get ready with me, because this is kind of like my daily face. It'll take probably a little bit longer today than it does normally, because I'll be chatting with you and giving you the 411 of what's been going on lately and why you haven't been seeing this face as much. So without further ado, I am going to start and try to give you the scoop on what's been going on since March. So what's been going on has been pretty heavy. I'm still coming out of a blue season right now, but the theme pretty much is that I've known this for a while, especially since we've moved down here. For those of you that don't know, I relocated to Georgia almost 2 years ago now. And until that point, I had always been the acting matriarch in my family. And so this is the first time where I am away from everything that I associate with being, with what I associate with myself being. And I knew that it would take something this extreme to help me in my process to discover what I want my life to be. And I had been avoiding it for years. So essentially, I removed myself from all the things I identified myself with. And inevitably, I came into this, I guess my life coach and I would call it a storm, right? I skipped a very important part of my life, which is discovering or exploring who I am. So everything became associated with what I did, who I took care of, all of that. And I'm sure to some extent you could probably relate to this. And so I fell into this really deep, dark depression. And in the past, I have experienced anxiety attacks, things like that, and smaller moments of depression. But this is probably the first one in a long time that lasted for months. And I had to take a step back from a lot of things. I never gave myself permission to ease up on what I'm doing. I gave myself permission for the first time in my life to step back from a lot of my obligations or my commitments. And that's not something I normally do. I'm someone that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I'll do everything I can to keep that commitment. And that's kind of what I not thrive off of, but like I'm proud about. I know that looking after myself and in a better way is always going to be something that I struggle with. But I really had to take the time to do it this year because I could not keep going the way that I was going. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but if you're anything like me, if you tend to avoid or dismiss emotions that don't feel good. So anger, sadness, guilt, shame, resentment, all of that. And those are all things I have been harboring for years. Because I felt so low, I couldn't bring myself to get on camera. I couldn't bring myself to write. And that says a lot because I love to connect with people. I love to write. It's always been something that comes more naturally to me. I could barely get out of bed. I don't want to get into too many details. I feel like I've rambled on long enough. I'm not somebody that likes to talk about myself too much or dwell on what has happened. I really wanted to focus on what this means for you at this point. Especially in the past probably couple months, I have decided to change direction in my career. And not to alarm you, this doesn't mean that it's going to fall to the wayside, that it's not going to be existent. I haven't set up my goals quite yet, but I would like to make it a goal to be more active in this group than I've been since March. Even if that means I'm posting like once or twice a month, it's better than nothing. So y'all aren't left hanging, and I can stay connected with you. Same thing for the blogs. I was doing one blog a week. I would like to kind of pull that down to 1 to 2 a month, just so that I don't create this creative block, which unfortunately comes with being a more creative person, is, you know, this passion and this zest for wanting to create things and to connect with people and to get people's feedback and all that. But it can also become very draining because you almost become this machine. And so that is what I'd like to do, is to keep this group and my blogs going and to pump out videos in the same type of way, 1 to 2 a month. And just be more relaxed with it. And I feel like that will really help. I feel more creative, more excited, more myself than I've been in a while. And I couldn't have done that without taking some time off. And I can't thank y'all enough for just hanging in there with me. It's really hard to be inspired and motivated and in front of a camera when I'm feeling anything but myself. Not that how I was feeling is not me. It's just a lower feeling of who I am, and I was breaking down all the time, and that was because I was so busy being responsible and being, this is what I should be doing, and I'm behind on my timeline of achieving these things that I became so results and goal oriented that I left myself behind. And inevitably that would have shut me down anyway, because I'm somebody that is very passionate and fiery and motivated. And I just realized as time went on, I just was not feeling any of those things. And it's just a really low place to be. These brows took forever to do because they come out looking like they're not even related. I don't care what people have to say. Like, if you can get them almost identical, that is a really good feeling. Because I have one, like most people do, that curves, and then one that's kind of straight. So trying to get them to look as similar as possible can be a big challenge. Some days I get them almost identical. And it's kind of karma for me because I keep over tweezing them, which takes longer to fill them in. And by the way, I don't put my makeup on every day. I like my skin to breathe. My skin is healthier when I don't always have makeup on it, but some days I feel like I need that extra motivation and good feels and good juju. So I will put my daily face on. This usually takes me like not even 10-15 minutes. I'll put lipstick on just in the center to look like a stain. But one of the big changes that has been going on is that Ace is actually away at school. He's being boarded for the next few weeks to get some obedience training done, and we wanted to get him fully immersed. And Ace has transforms overnight, and I'm really proud because the trainer said that a lot of times it takes a week for the dogs to get trained the way that he likes them to be, and Ace has been able to do that in a little over 24 hours. So, excuse me, I'm counting right now because I got really straight, fine lashes, and I gotta do this for a while. But yes, we had our first training session the other day, and then I'll have another one tomorrow. But it was a little emotional because of how far Ace has come in the little time that his trainer has had him. I've been still going out every morning on a walk, and it helps me feel not only more connected with Ace, but it helps me start my day off on a good foot. And I really slowed myself down a lot these past several months because I've always been rushing. I've been rushing, trying to get somewhere, to do something, to finish my to-do list, to get to more things on my to-do list. And for those of you that are like me, it's really hard on your body. One of my greatest blessings through all this is my boyfriend, who has stood by me through all this. Probably one of the lowest, if not the lowest point in my life to date, aside from losing my mom. Man, these Grit Ready With Me's are really hard to film. Like I see how difficult it is now. Like beauty gurus do this all the time. And have you guys noticed, like, as you get older, your ability to multitask significantly declines? All right, go after this shine. Have y'all noticed too that like your skin changes as you get older? I used to be combination oily to oily, and now I'm pretty dry, with the exception of when I get my hyperhidrosis. For those of you that don't know, that's when you profusely sweat, and you don't sweat like a normal person. You sweat for like 3 people. I've had it since I was a teenager. I used to gross out one of my guy friends, which is one of the reasons why we're not friends anymore. So I think that's it. My face is like 3 shades lighter than the rest of me. Like my arms. Look at this. And I just want to pass on that the storm can be inevitable. And once it comes, or even like before it comes, you may be aware that you'll need to reach a certain point to grow or to overcome things that you have kept in your way for a long time out of distraction or what have you, not wanting to focus on yourself. And to know that it's okay. And that sometimes knowing that the storm is coming is a good thing, because you know that that storm's going to pass, like all of them do. And then you can take your lessons, you can take your grits, everything that you took to get through that storm, and to continue on your way to becoming not only a better caregiver, but to creating a better life for yourself, and to be armed with the tools to go through life and to go through whatever challenges come up next. See, this is why I usually have objectives when I come into these videos, because I lose my train of thought a lot, and I have period brain, so I space out. Continue to give you guys continue to give yourself grace, have some fun, and what is it that I normally say? Thank you for making time for yourself today. Continue to give yourself grace, have some fun. I don't remember what I say. I don't remember what my slogan is. To continue to give yourself grace, have some fun. I don't know. I'll put it here when I figure it out. I'll see you later, and take care. Bye.